Class of 2023, guests and colleagues, my name is Mary Howarth, and on behalf of the University of York and our alumni community, I'm absolutely delighted to welcome you to your conferment and celebration ceremony. I have a few announcements to make before we begin so that you can relax and enjoy the ceremony. Class of 2023, an easy job to start with. Please check that your seat number matches the number on your ticket because you'll be called to the stage in this order. If you discover that these do not match, our team of stewards can help you to locate the correct seat. At the appropriate time, you'll be invited by the stewards to stand and to make your way to the foot of the stairs, ready to head up the stairs and across the stage. All very straightforward. There are two key things which help to make for a seamless ceremony. First, as soon as the person ahead of you begins to cross the stage, please make sure you make your way up the stairs. Please don't wait until they've crossed the stage before you reach the top of the stairs. Second, when your name is announced, please walk to the centre of the stage and either raise or doff your cap rather than shake hands with the Deputy Vice-Chancellor. But please do pause for a moment at the spot marked X in the centre of the stage for that all-important photo opportunity. Your parchment certificates will be available for collection from the Student Hub from Monday the 24th until Monday the 31st of July. If your certificate is uncollected, we'll post it to the home address we have on record. So please ensure your home address information on eVision is up to date, and your digital certificate will be made available to you through our digital portal. For the students whose awards have been delayed by the marking and assessment boycott, we will let you know how to obtain your certificate when we communicate your final outcome. And everyone from the class of 2023 is welcome to have photographs taken by our official photographer in the photography studio in the Spring Lane building. At the end of the ceremony, class of 2023 are asked to process out of the hall, directed by the stewards. Family and friends, the stewards will show you to the exits once the class has left the hall. If the fire alarm should sound at any point, please remain in your seats. Instructions will be given, and we will escort you to the nearest exit. When students graduate, they become alumni of the University of York. As an alum, you'll join an international community of over 160,000 York alumni in 180 countries. The university's Alumni Association is a vibrant and active global network which offers services and opportunities that are designed to help graduates make connections with other alumni across the world, to support their career development and to provide lifelong learning. York is for life, and we will be there with you every step of the way, particularly as you embark on this important next chapter. You'll shortly receive an email giving further details of the ways in which you can remain supported, connective, and active in this community of one of the world's greatest universities. Do please follow our alumni social media channels on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and check out the alumni pages on the university website to keep in touch and learn more about life when you become a York graduate. As you get your first job or take up further study or training, please remember to keep us in touch with what you're doing. Understanding the career paths that you take will help us to provide the right support for current students and make sure that we continue to offer relevant information to graduates. Please remember to join us for your celebratory reception following the ceremony in the Exhibition Centre, where we'll be able to celebrate your achievement with a complimentary glass of fizz and a selection of refreshments. Finally, can I ask you to please now mute your mobile phones, and if you are comfortably able to do so, would you please now stand?
good afternoon, and what a magnificent scene. I declare this ceremony open for the conferment of degrees. Please take your seats. Well, again, a very good afternoon to those who are graduating, to our honorary graduates, to family and friends, and to colleagues. It's my great privilege to welcome you all to this ceremony here today. Today marks a significant landmark, whether you are receiving an award or sharing in the celebration. This year we celebrate the 60th anniversary of the foundation of the University of York. It is a time for us to reflect on the success that the university has become, on our worldwide reputation for discovery and education. We mark today the achievements of the latest class of graduates as they join the distinguished company of our alumni from those 60 years. People who have made a difference in the world, justifying the vision of our founders on the role for public good that a university in York could play. In any one of those 60 years, it was a major achievement to obtain a degree from York. In this year, we particularly celebrate your achievements for the resilience you showed through the uncertainty, disruption, and distressing times of the pandemic. It was not always easy to make sense of what was taking place during those times. Degree studies should add perspectives and abilities to help in the search for meaning. The response to COVID was throughout based on ambiguous and contested information and vigorous debate. Policies to address the health emergency varied greatly between nations, even within the United Kingdom. Our sociology graduates here today will understand from the insights that they have gained from the influential anthropologist Mary Douglas and others why there was this difference between countries. These insights that you have gained equip you to understand and influence events on the wide variety of important issues that will shape our lives in the future. This ceremony is also a tremendously proud moment for the staff who supported the graduates through their studies. Some join us today, and your professionalism and ingenuity were especially on display in adapting to the restrictions of the pandemic. For example, in sociology, staff created podcasts to go alongside guided walks around the landmarks of the city of York that enabled learning objectives to be covered in a city-wide fresh air classroom. That's a phrase that colleagues from sociology gave for this speech, and I think our marketing people could take that for future use. Philosophy graduates will remember back to January 2021, when you celebrated completion of your first assessments with an online pub quiz run by Eleanor Byrne and Jamie Cothra. And you might remember it was won by the team Barry's Angels. I don't know if you're here today. Yes, you're not going to admit it. Anyway, the winning team donated the prize money to the Solace Women's Aid. And I'm told that Barry is a lecturer in philosophy, much loved, and that he taught the first year's formal logic, which perhaps was less loved. Graduates, having successfully navigated all the challenges in front of you, today you join an alumni community of 166,000 people in more than 150 countries. The skills and aptitudes that the degree certifies set you up for careers including in public service, in business, and in the charitable sector, and in any profession actually that you choose. I want to make special mention that in this graduation, we are celebrating our first Bachelor of Law cohort in Law and Criminology. So a very special welcome to you today. This new degree brings together interdisciplinary learning by combining sociology, criminology, and law. It's never easy to be the first at the simplest of times, and as a group, the staff who taught you reflected to me that you have all been exceptional. Education at York is embedded in an environment that values and advances knowledge through our research, and we're incredibly proud of our achievements in research. An example is the sociological exploration of conversation about healthcare and how this has changed in the National Health Service and globally, the way doctors, nurses, and medical students support patients in making choices about their treatment. In philosophy, Martin O'Neill's work on community wealth building shows how prosperous, inclusive, and sustainable local communities can be strengthened through a web of local institutions like universities and hospitals. And that work has influenced public policy from Cleveland, Ohio, to the Republic of Ireland, and in particular locally with the City of York Council. Also in philosophy, Matthew Ratcliffe and Louise Richardson's research project into grief started just before the pandemic and has helped us to understand the complex human emotional experience of grieving and how this extends beyond loss of loved people to other forms of loss. The University of York is celebrated for its research, which makes many tangible differences to the world. Well, this world can seem an unsettling place for more reasons than just global pandemics. Disruption from technology is causing the future of work itself to be questioned, and the scale of the climate emergency can seem overwhelming. The York economics graduate and MIT professor Darren Acemoglu wrote in his recent book, Power and Progress, about how the Industrial Revolution of the 19th century led to changes in work that ultimately created many more fulfilling and rewarding jobs than were lost through the application of automation and machines, in ways that were not obvious beforehand. Recent years have seen remarkable advances in the development and deployment of renewable energy technologies. York is at the forefront of developing practical fusion energy generation, which might accelerate this in the future. So it seems to me that a sense of optimism in the future has one key precondition, and that precondition is being met before us, before our eyes today. It requires people with a sense of agency and purpose and the skills and opportunity to act on these. Acemoglu in his book makes the point that the impact of technological changes and how the dividends are shared have been and will be in the future both positive and negative. What actually happens arises from choices made by people. We look to the 5,000 students graduating this week to shape these outcomes for the public good through your choices and actions, whether big or small. And in that light, I was particularly reassured to hear from the philosophy head of department that today's graduating philosophy cohort had what he described as an insatiable desire to study applied ethics, as important a topic, I think, for our future as big data is. To promote the public good, the university has been fostering inclusive entrepreneurship, in fact, led by my colleague Kieran Trahan, who's on the stage today. Enterprise Works, based at the Guildhall, is identifying and nurturing entrepreneurial talent from all parts of the community in York to develop business opportunities and, crucially, to drive social change. We are especially proud that Enterprise Works is collaborating intensively with the social enterprise community. Social enterprise is a vital sector spanning multi-million-pound organisations to tiny backstreet community groups, all aiming to deliver social change. The university is bringing major businesses, public sector, education providers, and social enterprises together to deliver opportunities in an inclusive way. Over the 60 years since foundation, the University of York has been shaping the future through its impact in the city, as we've just heard, its discoveries, and through our graduates and their influence in the world. To those graduating today, we are very proud of what you have achieved to date and anticipate what you will do in the future. When I see you here in front of me today, my sense of optimism for the future is reinforced. Congratulations, enjoy your day, and best of luck for your future. Thank you.
Professor Keith Allen will present the class of 2023 on behalf of the Department of Philosophy.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, and Provost-Designate, I have the honour to present the following candidates who have pursued the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Philosophy. For research in Metaphysics and Philosophy of Maths, Samuel Dixon. For research in Meta-Ontological Deflationism, Ed Willems. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy, Ella Bassadoni. Joseph Batchelor. Luke Bonner. Taylor Butt. Max Kalia. Abigail Camber. Anna Cumberland. Bethan Davidson Jackson. Isabella Dorr. Callum Dean. Molly Egan. Kai Ellis. Frederick Fines. Thomas Fleming. Ian Forsyth. Luke Gallagher. Me again. Isabel Gent. Dermot Graham. Oscar Greaves. Florence Head McDermott. Samuel Hinch. Benjamin Hindhoff. Francis Hopper. Yeah. Moajiz Hussain. Lawrence Elis. Gabriel Jackson. Isabella MacLeod. Joseph O'Shea. Henry Parsons. Issa Parsons. Jessica Pilley. Harry Prickett. Sapphire Punther. Sophia Richards. Willem Robinson. George Royce. Corinne Ryan. Alex Scorer. Zahira Sheikh. Amika Suzuki. Joshua Thomas. Jason Woods. Toby Wright. And for pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy and Sociology, Jemima Bentley. Ebba Griffin von Reichenbach. Matthew Hardy. Benjamin Longsdale. And Eleanor Robinson.
Dr. Alexandra Hall will present the class of 2023 on behalf of the Department of Philosophy, Politics and Economics.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Provost Designate, I have the honour to present the following candidates who have pursued the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Philosophy, Politics and Economics for research in Dewey Democratic Theory of Non-School Education, Nicholas Campbell. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Philosophy, Cameron Harrison. Sophie Porter. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Politics, Molly Cave. Joseph Sutton. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Politics with a year abroad, Rachel Bailey. Cho Tonu. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Politics with placement year, Luke Earle. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy and Politics, Isba Aslan. Alice Atkins. Robert Baker. Oliver Birdsall. Peter Colam. Olivia Davy Bashir. Lissa Dunn. Edward Garnier. Sadine Haddad. Zainab Hafaji. Matilda Healy. Benedict James. Georgina Johnson. Samuel Meridu. Patrick Peyton Jones. Ella Pickering. Niall Ramzan. Nicole Solan. Piers Spicer. Ruby Stewart-Louis. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy, Politics and Economics, Nadine Anselm Bryatovsky. Cecilia Caponera. Eilish Carabin. Hannah Carley. Matilda Cheshire. Luigi Cevitaresi Matechui. Alexander Coates. Arden Darling.
Our student ensemble, Eonomy, will perform What a Wonderful World, arranged by Peter Hicks.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue
for pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy, Politics and Economics, Joshua Dawson. Veronica Dvega. Alexander Farr. Leonardo Giretto. Alia Haji. Alex Harvard. Beatrix Herbert. Sarah Herden. Martha Hobson. Zoe Irvin. Anjali Joshi. Oliver Lewis. Lysandra Mazonier. Phoebe McCoy Nesham. Peter McMaster. Claire Nahaisky. Jerzy Oborski. Jan Ojan. Jacob Palmer. Jakub Pojogowski. Rowan Popat. Philippa Prisinen von Croy. Karen Rackett. Jackson Rathbone. Dylan Sargessen. Adam Shah. Sweevai Sit. Nikolai Stepian. Eleanor Stewart. Phoebe Tristram Churchill. Vikita Vaghela. Jakob Valtrak. Michael Wester. Kamila Yakupova. Luella Zaimi. For pursuing a degree of Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy, Politics and Economics with a year abroad, Max Cotton. Max Taylor. For pursuing a degree of Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy, Politics and Economics with a year in Enterprise, Daniel Peacock. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy, Politics and Economics with placement year, Eleanor Shaw.
Professor Nick Brown will present the class of 2023 on behalf of the Department of Sociology.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Provost-Designate, I have the honour to present the following candidates for pursuing the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Sociology. For research in exploring mixed ethnic relationships with Islam, Zainab Makbul. For research in refugee women, unsafe journeys in the Mediterranean, Dimitri Maruki. For research in the impact of Islamophobia on British Turks, Ogzge One. For research in the hip-hop generation in China, Yihan Wang. For research in rural female stayers and their life experience in China, Sheyu Yin. For pursuing the degree of Master of Arts by Research in Sociology, Emily Frayne. For pursuing the degree Bachelor of Arts in Criminology, Imogen Abbott. Selim Ashari. Tema Al-Souf Bey. Isabel Andrews. Louise Ashmead, Emily Beale, Neve Blinko, Erin Blinko, Francesca Bohier, Daniel Briscoe, Emily Carter, Lok To Chan, Lucy Chatwin, Elise Clancy, Jessica Davis, Imogen Durr, Heather Goss, Lucy Green, Grace Hawking, Herbie Huntington, Choho Marco Luang, Sarah Lockwood, Anna Maskry, Elise Moore.
Dr. Ed Bramham will now present Honorary Graduate Dr. Alexandra Mahon.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Provost-Designate, we're in a battle against Netflix and porn. As a statement of broadcasting intent, albeit an offhand one, it is witty and yet combative, near scientific in its strategic precision, and yet rich in cultural ambition. And it is perhaps characteristic of Alex Mahon, the first female chief executive of Channel 4 and one of the UK's most distinguished creative leaders, whom we honour today. Alex has every reason to feel modestly triumphant as she arrives here in York. In January, the government abandoned its latest attempt to sell Channel 4 into private hands. It was a highly charged political battle where Alex, although resolutely independent, nonetheless quietly confronted ideology and, dare I say, the former Culture Secretary Nadine Dorris with rational advice and cultural logic. Privatisation, Alex argued, would not protect Channel 4's public service remit, its consistently provocative voice in our national conversation, from, to quote, a growing concentration of power in the hands of just a few tech behemoths who increasingly want to decide what we read, watch, and listen to. The pursuit of profit, Alex warned, would only diminish Channel 4's public service bulwark against online harms and the misinformation that is continually a threat to society and to children especially. The government's retreat, by the way, was particularly welcomed in Yorkshire. Screen production here has thrived since Channel 4 transferred its national AQ to Leeds in 2021. It was a shrewd political and cultural move, a seizing of the agenda to promote creativity outside of the London bubble, for which, again, Alex Mahon shares much of the credit. So, a willingness to speak truth to power, a determination to pursue social change. Alex describes herself as a feminist and is a demonstrable champion of diversity and inclusion. A strategic eye for the future. Alex has 4 children and has made young people's access to high-quality content and authoritative information central to Channel 4's plans, and a skillful balancing of cash versus creativity. Alex Mahon's particular style of creative leadership, perhaps, is defined by an ability to juggle the complicated moving parts of a broadcaster whose remit necessarily places it in the cultural, political, and social firing line. No surprise, then, that navigating and confronting complexity have been consistent features in Alex's upbringing, education, and business career. There was Alex's childhood in Edinburgh, where, as one of 9 stepbrothers and sisters, she manoeuvred through what she herself describes as a non-standard household. Then there was Alex's degree at Imperial College London, where a talent for tackling high-energy physics led to cancer research and a PhD in 1998, followed by a stint at CERN, the European Organisation for Nuclear Research in Switzerland. And then there was an insight into the business and creative potential of the internet that saw Alex enter commerce as a strategy consultant and then enter broadcasting when she was headhunted by RTL, the Europe-based global media conglomerate. Alex arrived in TV at a volatile and challenging time. Here in the UK, a relatively stable model, which comprised larger producer broadcasters like the BBC or commissioner broadcasters like Channel 4 working with small independent companies, all this was being fundamentally disrupted. First, by the emergence of a new breed of super indie, production companies gathering strength in numbers to wrest control of creativity and leverage their intellectual property. And then, of course, by streaming, the inexorable move away from scheduled TV and top-down control. Alex was well positioned to realise the business possibilities of both. At RTL, Alex worked on 2 of the conglomerate's production brands, Fremantle and Talkback Thames, makers of The X Factor. Her former boss there, Peter Fincham, described Alex's people skills and her determination. If she were a politician, Fincham said, she would read her red box every night and be totally on top of the brief in the morning. Then, in 2006, Alex took what she herself describes as the super risky move to join Elizabeth Murdoch at Shine, then little more than a startup production company, as managing director. Elizabeth Murdoch described Alex as the sharpest intellect in TV. Together, they embarked on a campaign of strategic development and mergers and acquisitions, which, in less than 8 years, transformed Shine into a super indie. 27 production brands in 12 countries, including the US, exporting major formats like MasterChef, Biggest Loser, and Broadchurch around the world. Revenues in the hundreds of millions. Alex became Shine's chief executive in 2012. Staying until the group merged with Endemol, owners of Big Brother, in 2014-15. During her 8 years there, by the way, Alex also found time to have 4 children. As I said, managing complexity is one of Alex's singular talents. After Shine came the Foundry, the world-leading special effects software company. You've seen the Foundry's impact on films like Avatar and Avengers Endgame, to name just 2 massive CGI fests. Alex became chief executive there before Channel 4 came knocking in 2017. Looking back, Alex was probably always destined to run a major broadcaster. Elizabeth Murdoch described her as by far the best candidate to become the first female Director General of the BBC. But it's clear that the Channel 4 job has excited Alex's particular sense of creative, commercial, and social purpose. We are fighting for something, Alex told Parliament's Culture, Media and Sport Committee in July 2022, as she defended the public service remit that screens the Paralympics and gives us dispatches and Gogglebox. Alex's impact, however, is not confined to such headline-grabbing achievements as seeing off privatisation or moving substantial parts of Channel 4 into the regions, or, directly off the back of the COVID production shutdown, delivering £1.2 billion worth of revenue in 2021. Impact is also registered in Alex's determination to see Channel 4's very organisation as a vehicle for social change. It's got purpose seeking out of every pore, Alex is quoted as saying. It stands for LGBT rights, diverse communities, and feminism. And that purpose has been realised in a series of major in-house initiatives. Closing a gender pay gap that stood at over 28%, 10% higher than the national average when Alex arrived, aiming for a 50-50 split in Channel 4's top jobs by the end of this year. Projects that, in an industry that is still, frankly, largely male-dominated, have surely been accelerated by the For Women initiative, with its focus on women's health, safety, and in a groundbreaking move on supporting women through the menopause. This is Channel 4 living its remit, Alex said, normalising a taboo subject by making it more visible. Now, of course, shattering the screen industry's glass ceiling, advocating social change, and promoting a risk-orientated creative agenda that has annoyed Boris Johnson, while also delivering naked attraction, has not endeared Alex to everyone, perhaps. Enter the Daily Mail, which, in the course of keeping what it describes as Channel 4's wokeism in its crosshairs, has on occasion chosen to target Alex Mahon personally. Her fashion sense: Alex is a non-executive director of Chanel. Her salary, her alleged personal responsibility for cancelling shows the Mail itself had already lambasted. It is to Alex's eternal credit that she has risen above much of this. I hope, however, that you will allow me to note the hypocrisy and the continued casual sexism that the Me Too movement, and indeed Alex's own committed advocacy, has still sadly to erase from popular discourse and some parts of the popular media. On a lighter note, there is one other aspect of Alex Mahon's stellar CV that I have not yet mentioned. It is her attendance at space camps in Russia, South Korea, and Japan. Alex appears has always fancied becoming an astronaut. Well, Alex, I can't guarantee that what we offer today will necessarily lift you into orbit. But after 25 years of relentless achievement, and as you prepare Channel 4 for the next phase in its battle with Netflix and with porn, I hope this ceremony will elevate you and your spirits all the same. Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Provost-Designate, I have the honour to present to you Alexandra Rose Mahon for the award of Doctor of the University, Honoris Causa.
Through the power vested in me by the University of York, I have great pleasure in conferring upon you the degree of Doctor of the University, Honoris Causa. Congratulations.
Wow, Dr. Ed. You made me sound way better than it does on Wikipedia. So apparently I've got 3 minutes to give you my life tips. But having looked at you all come up, you look quite polished and successful, and I'm not sure that you're actually going to need them. But I'm going to give it a go, otherwise they might take my new degree away from me. So luckily I only have 3 pieces of advice, and they're nothing to do with my career, so you don't need to hear all that again. My pieces of advice hold for whatever you do in life, and they're not that complicated. The first is super simple, and it applies to all jobs. And it is, just get done what they give you to do. I've been a kitchen porter, and a waitress, and a barmaid, and a dishwasher. None of this is in that speech. I've worked in a fish and chip shop. I've been a face painter, and for a while I was a not very good coder. None of those jobs are mentioned in that career summary, but they all count. And in all of them, I used my utmost to just get done properly what I was given to do. And it's my advice that bosses notice that. They notice that if you're a waitress, and they notice that if you're a chief exec. They want people who take responsibility for delivering. And the person who gave you the stuff to do will notice when you do it, and that is the biggest and the simplest trick to how you get more responsibility. The second one is about how you behave. It sounds like something that your grandma might have told you, or a slightly overreaching teacher, but it's to treat everyone well. Treat them like you might want to be treated. Give people the benefit of the doubt, at least until you know they don't deserve it. Be polite, be empathetic, be sympathetic. Listen to other people. Be respectful, whether it's the cleaner or your boss. You will go up in life, and unfortunately, you will also go down. And the way you behave to others has a myriad of unexpected and untrackable and unpredictable impacts on your life, on your own future, and on your career. And the best thing of all is it's really completely free to be nice. And my third piece of advice, if I can get this in 3 minutes, is what to do when things don't work out. This is when it's time to restart. You need to reset your plan, you need to work out how to get going again, and you need to restart. And maybe I don't need to tell you as a class that because you've already been through COVID. But life goes well at some points, and it goes much less well at others. And one of the biggest skills that you can teach yourself is to complete what I might call a personal hard restart. Lots of lives and lots of careers look unfettered and smooth on LinkedIn or on Instagram. They look magical there, but nobody's career is like that in reality. So when things go wrong, which they do, you need to focus simply on the next step. You don't need to work out the ending, it's just the next step. You need to put the failure behind you and realize that challenges are part of the reality of our lives. But most importantly, your life is not a dress rehearsal. It's the only one you're going to have, and in no way will it go as you might be sitting there predicting today. So my advice is to embrace that. Don't get waylaid by the inevitable setbacks that will come. Just get yourself ready to reboot when they do. And if I were to leave you with just one recommendation in life, it would be as you go out into the world after today, it would be to be curious, to ask questions, to learn things, to meet people who are not the same as you, to travel if you can, to open doors that you don't know what's behind them, to think and to question, to explore. As maybe the best scientist, Albert Einstein, once said about himself, "I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious." So that's my advice. I hope it helps. It's been a delight to be here today and a real honor. And so I thank you all and wish you good luck for the future.
For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Criminology, Rupert Morris. Ellen Morton. Alexandra Olsen. Isabella Overton. Phoebe Patrick. Olivia Petrillo, Abby Platz, Tia Ruby, Mimi Ruta, Naomi Radlowska, Annabelle Stoll, Jessica Tate, Alana Taylor-Ross, Charlotte Thompson, Anastasia Zenonos, for pursuing the degree Bachelor of Arts in Sociology, Willow Baldry, Aurelia Baldwin, Lucy Beck, Kate Bishop, Charlotte Blundell, William Bray, Hannah Burchett, Caitlin Chapman, Camilla de Arth, Raina Verdes, Abigail Henderson. Claire Hill. Olivia Howells. Georgia Jasper. Alicia Khan. Kate Marsh. Fiontan Parks. Bethan Roderick. Odessa Renovich. Emma Shaw. Eloise Turner. Cassia Wakelin. Helena Wright. Timothy Young. For pursuing the degree Bachelor of Arts in Sociology with placement year, Neve Montague. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Sociology and Education, Zaria Seduba. Henry Gee. Sarah Holman. Sam Yi Phoebe Lam. Hugh Wee Lee. Meneng Lui. Laura Ogden. Ellen Saltburn Williams. Wen Huey's son. Fang Yuan Shi. Sikit Zhao. For pursuing the degree Bachelor of Arts in Sociology with Education with placement year, Mimi Lee. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Sociology with Criminology, Rebecca Argent. Benjamin Barraclough. Eve Brown. Molly Kokin. Erin Cresswell. Marco Del Saldo Phillips. Fionn Dickin. Eve Gamblin. Neludi Goodwin. Emily Hill. Alisa Hood. Clarissa Huff. Libby Ibbotson. Ella Ince. Charlotte Ingray. David Jackson. Fenella Johnson. Yasmin Kakar. Katie Lewis. Charlotte Manning. Mariam Mia. Molly Molyneux. Damien Moyes. Lucy Morgan. Rose Sarah Kelly. Jessica Van Wyk. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Sociology with Social Psychology, Rihanna Gerard. Yezeng Li. Safia Ludman. Maria Lyra del Farias. Caitlin McNamara. Imran Mohammed. Sherry Pan. Veronica Reed. Catherine Richardson. Neve Ruffley. Samantha Samuel. Nina Schellinger. Harriet Wood. Nuo Xu. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Caitlin Dwyer. Holly Lewins. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Laws in Law and Criminology, Megan Bromley. Nikki Coombs. Jordan Denton. Rebecca Devenish. Jaden Drinkle. Alexander Finlay. Serafina Goodbody. Molly Hampshire. Georgia Hardman. Cameron Hartley. Isabel Pitcher. Tinavimba Mahariki. Bethany Morehouse. Matthew Precious. Sophia Escola Brown. Pescara Stevenson. Eliza Bessie Baton.
It is my enormous pleasure to introduce Abby Platts, our student orator who will speak on behalf of the class of 2023. Our student orators have been invited to speak in recognition of their hard work on behalf of the student community and commitment to their studies. Our speakers have both pursued the most enriching experience they could during their time at York, as well as giving back to their community. On behalf of the class of 2023, I give you Abby Platts.
Ladies and gentlemen, graduates of 2023, honoured guests, it is my great privilege to welcome and address you at this graduation ceremony. As humans, we make mistakes. It's inevitable, but it's how you respond to those mistakes is what's important. I always believed university was the perfect opportunity to mess up, getting myself in and out of models again, growing me into the person I am now. The day we step into uni, we have no idea what's coming for us. I certainly am not the same person I was on day one, or even 3 months ago. Things happen. We get a poor grade, we don't get into a sports team or get cast in a show, yet we keep going. We learn from the failures and thrive off the successes, just in time to move on into the big scary world where we suddenly have to become adults. My mum always told me that she doesn't care how well I do, as long as I've tried my best. I am in no way a straight-A student, but the support that my tutors and supervisors gave me guided me through my degree and onto the next stages of my life, and for that I say thank you. Our first year was challenging, to say the least, but I often think back to however, although it was tricky, the support that York gave us was so special. Creating outdoor venues and putting on events for us was an incredibly unique way to have a Freshers' Week. Not many people can say they experienced that. Experiences are what university is all about. Everything that you've ever wanted to try is right at your doorstep. You can take those dreams that have only ever existed as thoughts and make them a reality. Here at uni, my dreams came true. I played saxophone up on stage with the cast of Fame, cowabungered the waves in Scarborough with Cody the Penguin, joined the Addams family backstage for a creepy, kooky night, and skied the slopes of Eddie the Eagle. It's a special reality, and I hope you can all think back to a truly unique experience that York has offered you. Take those memories and newfound skills, treasure them, and use them to the next stages of your professional or academic journey. This journey has been eye-opening. I now know that no matter what happens through life, there will be the punches, the knockbacks, the name-calling. But I also know that this is all superficial chatter. Surround yourself with those whose only motive it is to make you a better version of yourself. The negative things that happened don't define me. They don't control me. But they have pushed me to go to whatever lengths to achieve my aspirations. Nobody can take that away, and I hope this goes for all of you. The pandemic gave us a tough beginning, but as Robert Schuller said, tough times never last, but tougher people do. Seeing everyone in their robes really hits me how far this journey has been. Congratulations, class of 2023. Thank you to everyone I've met in York who have made my university experience unforgettable. I think I can talk for everyone when I say a massive thank you to all of our friends and family for being there and supporting us throughout our degrees. Thank you all for listening. I hope you have an amazing rest of the day, and I hope you get lots of pictures. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Abby, for adding those special thoughts to our ceremony. We're almost finished, but we have one last piece of business to do, one last bit of applauding and celebrating. So to do this, I would like to ask our graduates to stay seated for the time being and our guests to stand, please. Okay, so for one last time in this ceremony, I would like us to join together and congratulate the graduating class in the 60th anniversary year of the University of York. And cheering is allowed as well. Please. That was the best this week. You can consider yourself congratulated. All right, I'd like to ask the graduating class to stand, please. So, as Abby mentioned in her speech, she was offering thanks to people on the staff, members of the university staff of all categories, and family and friends who have provided support in any number of ways. And so I'd like to finish the ceremony by giving you the opportunity, and again you can cheer, to express your thanks to whoever helped you along your journey at the University of York. Please. Good job. All right, if you could all stay standing while we recess, I think is the term. I declare this ceremony closed.